Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Radhika Thapalia from the Health Insurance Board. I'm the Executive Director of the board, and now I'm going to sharing the implementation experience from Nepal. And moving to the presentation. This is my outline of the presentation. Moving to the background. As we know that between the year 2000 to 2015, globally, the incurring catastrophic health spending increased by 3.6%, and among these, the Asia, Europe, and North America regions had a higher similar rate of increase in the number of the people and percentage of the population, with catastrophic health spending over 2010 to 15 compared to 2005 to 2010. And we know in most of the low and middle income countries, out-of-pocket expenditure is the main modality to pay for the healthcare service utilization. And we are hearing many stories regarding the people who get a very difficult situation for financial reason to get the treatment. So for every year, 150 million people suffer from the financial hardship because they have to pay for healthcare. And due to this, the universal health coverage, it is very difficult to attend the universal health coverage. In Nepal, government of Nepal has a concept of social health insurance, which is started and for the better health of everyone in the society. And this is one of the mechanisms to achieve the universal health coverage by the 2030. And regarding the policy summary, the Constitution of Nepal 2015, this ensured the idea of right to health and healthcare. This Constitution of Nepal ensures every citizen has a health insurance as a medium for access to health services. So regarding the National Health Policy 2019, we have the National Health Policy 2019. This policy aims to provide a specialized service through health insurance, and this guides the government to enroll the formal sector and poor population. And similarly, we have the country's 15th five-year development plan, which starts from 2019 to 20 and ends to 2023 to 2024. This aims to enroll around 60% of the population in health insurance. And this assumes that this will reduce out-of-pocket to 48% at the end of this plan. And National Health Insurance Policy 2014, this policy assists that increasing access and utilization of quality health services to all the people without financial hardship through contribution of the all. And we have also the National Health Sector Strategy. And the one of the most important is the Health Insurance Act 2017 and Regulation 2019. And this act and regulation, implementation of this act and regulation ensures that health insurance program to assess and utilization of the quality health services to achieve the universal health coverage. And health insurance scheme in Nepal, talking about this, that's the health insurance program was introduced in April 2016 from the Kailale district of Nepal. And now we have reached to 58 districts out of 77 districts of Nepal. This is till to July 2020. And the aims of the Health Insurance Board, this board is autonomous government purchasing agency, and it aims to extend health insurance to all the districts by 2022 and to reach all the population by 2030 in line with the Sustainable Development Goal. And the government also intends to reduce out-of-pocket expenditure, which is currently 55% of the total health expenditure. People are in Nepal, 55% of the total health cost is paying by the out-of-pocket. So the government intends to reduce this expenditure and improve the financial protection among the population through the health insurance by additional mobilization of the like resources for the health sector. And I already told that we have the Health Insurance Act and the Health Insurance Regulation. Nepal is enjoying this policy environment with compulsory enrollment provision through the enactment of this act and regulation, though the implementation act is not, we have not yet implemented this act and regulation. Moving to the what insurance scheme in Nepal, we are doing this as a unit, 5-member as a unit. Household is considered as a unit, and approximately a family, a household has to pay $35, and every year the family gets the services worth to $200, and the government compensates for households that are unable to pay for the premium, like the old people, female health, female community health volunteer, marginalized group, HIV patient, MDR TB, and leprosy. The government is paying the premium for all of this sector. And services available through public and private health facilities. Now we have the 248 health facilities that they are providing the service through the health insurance system. And we have schemes coverage like from preventive to curative services, such as the different, you can see nutrition, psychological counseling, vaccination, family planning, safe motherhood, OPD, emergency service, and some of the medicine of the alternative medicine like Ayurveda also. Next. And social health insurance in Nepal, I have already told that HIV is the one of the fully autonomous system and managed by the government of Nepal Health Insurance Board. And this is the single payer national level pooling, and this is a cashless system. So people get services without paying at the service center. And initially this was implemented in 3 districts, Kailali and Palpa and Baglum. And now we have the voluntary involvement. Though the act and regulation envision that every citizen should be enrolled in the national health insurance system, now up to now we have just doing the voluntary enrollment. So a large portion of the people are out of this system. We see up to now that only the 9% of the total population is enrolled in the national health insurance system. So service available mostly through public facilities, voluntary involvement. So we have to do a lot of things in the health insurance system. And the first, I have already told that the first enrollment started in April 2016, and currently over 3 million people enrolled members till that. And there are a number of claims, and till now we have 48,81,347 total claims, and total reimbursement till in Nepalese rupees, you can see that the around 556, I think it's 5 or was 64 crore 27,000 likely, and successfully expanded to, I have already to the 58 districts, and we have targeted to expand this to 77 districts till mid of the 2021. There are different partners supporting in the social health insurance in Nepal. We can see the external development partners that are supporting to us as the GIZ, KOICA, and the Save the Children. So routine activities of the HIV include that we are planning how to expand in the different districts and implementing the rules and regulation and developing different guidelines regarding the health insurance. And though the Health Insurance Act has a provision of the mandatory enrollment for all the family members, including family members of the government employee and the employee of the private organization, likewise the migrant workers, newborn children, and elderly citizens. The obligatory provision is the great policy shift from the, the previous provision of the voluntary nature. So the injury in our system is now we have the adverse selection of the injury. That is the family who has the old age people or who have the morbidities. They are just choosing the national health policy, this health insurance system. So adverse selection of the injury is one of the difficult for us to manage. And we are seeing that the contribution amount is, the reimbursement amount is higher than the contribution amount. So sustainability is also, we think, one of the challenges for the health insurance board. And the other is the health insurance regulation. I have already told that 2019, this ensures the all full subsidy of the contribution amount to elderly citizens, and the others I have already said that the ultra poor, completely disabled, leprosy. So further extra insurance benefit coverage for all the people of the 1 lakh are given to people with high yet chronic diseases, like the cancer patient, heart disease, kidney disease, head injury. But these are drawing from the different division of the government. So we are giving the services from the different division, and we have to do in one umbrella. And this is one we have to do in the recent future. And next. And you can see that the social health insurance status. And we have the now total target population enrolled 5,04,215. That I have already told that the certain population Nepal government has giving the premium for the certain targeted population. They are the ultra poor members, multi-drug resistance TB members, HIV members, leprosy members, and the disability members, and 50% premium is paid by the government for the female community health volunteers. So total targeted population enrolled in our social health insurance is 5,04,215. And next. And you can see that health insurance implementation district from the year 2015-16 to 2020-21. You see there are different colors, and different districts have started in different fiscal year. We have started in different districts, and from 2015 to 16, we can see there are 3 purple color, and these 3 are the Kailali, Palpa, and Baglung. We have started from 3 districts, and the red districts around now we have the 19 districts. Yet we have to expand the health insurance program for this district. So this fiscal wise, in which district we have started the program health insurance in, you can see in this the picture. So this is the end of my presentation regarding the how we are joining the health insurance system in Nepal. And I have already told that there are different challenges we are facing in the health insurance system of the Nepal. One is the claim reimbursement, and other is the fully implementation of the law act and regulation that every citizen should be enrolled in the health insurance, but only the 9% of the people are now insured. So how to expand this and how to reimburse the claim, because the claim management is one of the challenges we are facing. So this is the end of my presentation. Next, our Dr. I think Suresh will continue the presentation. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Myself, Suresh Singh Tinkari. I worked at IT consultant before for 4 years in HIV Nepal. My presentation on focus on open EMIS implementation overview. Can you please? Okay, this is the evolution of open EMIS implementation. It was the EMIS adapted from the Tanzania and the Cameroon implementation, and was used from the very beginning to manage all core business process of the insurance scheme, from beneficiary management and claim management system in Nepal. And EMIS is starting from the Tanzania, which is the extra software of Microinsurance Academy in 2012, and in 2013 the EMIS is customizations for Cameroon, and in 2014 it is customizes for Nepal, and 2016 this is initiative with SDC and GDC, and now we have the OpenEMIS master version, which is used in Tanzania, Cameroon, and Nepal in 2017. And now the modular architecture transformation is existence in globally in 2019. Please. This is the OpenEMIS implementation status in Nepal, which is deployed in 2016. The main features of functionalities which is used in OpenEMIS is for enrollment and claim management, and another one the beneficial management, and after the claim which is processed by the hospital, provided by the hospital, and the with respective with relative document, and after in the central level we have a claim review team which who will review the number of claims by supported documents, and after that IT team will validate the claims, and we have to deploy the reports, and after that we have to reimburse the amount reimbursed to the health providers. And to the implementing partners, we have the technical assistant from GIZ which support the health sector program in Nepal. And once the master version was available, the HIV transitioned to OpenEMIS. The tool has been instrumental in Nepal in helping Nepal implement insurance as complicated process, particularly around enrollment and claim processing, have been made easier. Next slide, please. The status of the OpenEMIS implementation in Nepal. We have the availability of Android-based apps for enrollment, which is used by the enrollment assistant in the ward level, and mean that the enrollment assistant can do door-to-door enrollment, bring household in the scheme, so that we have the web-based claim entity, and as the justification module significantly diminishes the paper-based transaction and reduces paperwork for the health facilities, as well as we have the digital system for the both paper with paper or paperless. This has enabled the health insurance board to achieve the current repeat rate of expansion. And the IT system which is used in OpenEMIS in Nepal, the OpenEMIS v1.2.0 version, which is used for basically used for the injury and claim management system. For that, we have a single server setup which is centralized by the government data center GIDC, and we have the where we have the Microsoft Windows server in that system. And for the OpenEMIS server, we have the server firewall which is for the security base for our system, and database backup on both outside, on-site and off-site. And we have in our headquarters, HIV headquarters, we have the testing server as well as the claim doc server, which is hosted. And our immediate upgrade planning is that the mirror server at disaster recovery site outside of the Kathmandu, located at Hetauda, Nepal, which is fully managed by the government of Nepal. For the data security, all the insurance related information is stored on the server in Nepal, and there is no external hosting is available there. And the current IT system, we have the new web software by extending OpenEMIS for claim document management. We have the web-based system where the hospital can easily upload the document, upload the document which related to the claim. And we have the Android application in use, enrollment app which is used by the enrollment assistant, and the inquiry app which is used for the inquiry, whether the NSSI number, whether the first search fund, how many amount is available in there. That is used for only online based inquiry system, which we say the inquiry app. And further, we have the claim document app, which is Android based app. It is used for the offline and online for the claim document application, which is used for uploading document with relative claims. Next slide. How does the OpenIMIS do for SIB Nepal? Basically, it supports the management of core insurance process for the Nepal, and we have the enrollment process, which is enrolled by the enrollment assistant. They have to go for the door-to-door enrollment, and enrollment is done by the mix of paper and digital system. And for the verification part, if anyone person have their card, their enrollment enroll based card, they have to go to the hospital, and after they have to go to the hospital, then in the reception there is the inquiry based system. They have to know the whether the card is active or passive, how many amount is available there, so that after that they will check the patient card, and they will further process the services, and after that the health facility gives the services, and they will go through the OpenIMIS, and they will submit the claims with relative document, and with the help of claim.gov application, which is Android based and web based application, and health facilities deliver the services, and after that we have the claim reviewer team at SIB center office, who will review the number of claims with relative document. After that, the IT team will validate the number of claims, and the reimbursement process is done in this way. Next, who uses the OpenIMIS in Nepal? There are the 5,550 enrollment assistant who use the Android apps. Android app, that is the enrollment assistant app, and there are 316 health facilities who submitted the claims through the web interface, and we have the 115 SIB district staff through web and mobile phone, and we have the 10 claim reviewers in SIB who reviewed the claims in daily basis, and we have the dedicated IT administrator. 3 dedicated IT administrators are available in the center level, and with the technical assistance from GIZ advisor as well as. Next, for the integration and interoperability of the primary focus of interoperability with OpenIMIS in Nepal has been around the electronic submission of claims by electronic medical record system, and there are the few services providers that use EMR system in their hospital and work in currently underway to design the standard approaches to allow them to submit the claim electronically, and indication of the OpenIMIS and BAMNI used in the 4 health facilities in Nepal are on process to submit their claim automatically to OpenIMIS using HLS file module as the standard system. Next slide. And under the OpenIMIS deployment in Nepal also uses resources from the interoperability framework of the Ministry of Health and Population, namely the Health Facility Registry standard and unique code for location, as well as that is the province, district, municipality, and ward level based on standard coding from Central Bureau of Statistics. And additionally, the IT team of the SIB is constantly engaging with the implementers and developers committees of the OpenIMIS community to introduce new features and develop the software. And these new features will not only help Nepal achieve interoperability, but will also provide valuable products for the globally community of OpenIMIS users. This is the objective of integration to display insurance eligibility coverage of injury in EHR or EMR system, insurance validity or balance check, construct and submit claims, data access flowing as file model standard, and track status of the claims, resubmit the rejected claims after correcting, and generate reports for the claims in EHR system. Next slide. This is the relations of user, provider, and facilities. How the relationship between user, provider, and health facilities after the anyone enroll in the system, then they will take their card and go to the hospital, and they will inquiry whether this is enrolled in the system or not. After that, they will give the services available in their system, and after they will give the services to the patient, and they will go through the OpenME system, and they will claim the claim in the system and submit the claims with relative documents. This is the relation of user, provider, and facilities in Nepal, which is a quality health services in the system. What is the current priority and challenging? Challenging is the data analytics. We do not have any data analytic tools and dashboard indication system available in Nepal, and we can't find out whether the hospital claimed before after they give the service to the patient, and we can't find whether the claim is correct or what is the where the claim is detected by the system. And there is a problem of claim fraud detection and prevention in the system. We can't identify the fraud claim detection system in Nepal, and there is a challenging with integration with the electronic health record system. For example, integration, OpenME integration will be integration with the EHR system or EMR system. There is no nowadays still we do not have any integration with OpenME to another any software in Nepal, and integration will we are planning to do integration with online enrollment system and payment gateway. This is the priorities and challenges for our system. Here you see the total injury in the chart, and what is the top ICD cases is available in Nepal, and the gender-wise injuries is available in the chart. You can see clearly see the chart for the Health Insurance Board dashboard, which we have available in. Still, we have this dashboard for the system who clearly identified how much the total injury is available in the system, and what is the top ICD cases are available for the system, and the injury enrollment by gender, by sex, as well as for the injury. Next slide. If you have any query, then we have your team for answering the query of anyone's queries. Otherwise, that's it for my slide.
All right, so thank you to our speakers. We can now proceed to the question and answer portion. So we have our first question here. It reads, what advice would you give to other countries who are just about to start their social health insurance journey?
So is anyone going to answer, or I should answer?
Okay, you may proceed, Ashish.
Okay, sure. I think starting the social health insurance is one of the most important thing in the country. So the most important thing is the policy, regarding the policy. So I'm not talking more about the policy. So because I work as an IT administrator or OpenIMS implementer in Nepal. So the best thing should be we have to make our policy related to our country, and how we can give more. We can provide a good health service. We can people. So talking about the technical part. So I think OpenIMS, in my view, OpenIMS is one of the best systems in management system, information system for managing injury and the claims, also as overall insurance management process. because the Open IMIS had different perspectives and objectives like functionalities. We can enroll insurees from online, as well as we are enrolling insure in Nepal through the paper-based. But we in future we are planning to enroll them through the online enrollment process, which is already have application. So one best part is the enrollment. So another part is the claiming part or service claiming part, or the service side part, which the Open IMIS can be used by a service provider easily, which is very user friendly in my view. Okay? So the best part about the service provider is they feel that the Open IMIS system is very user friendly, and development partners or the Open IMIS development committees are developing or updating the software by taking the feedback from the implementer. This one is the best part. And another is the claim management and the reimbursement approaches. So we can easily reimburse, or we can easily review the claims in the Open IMIS or the systems. And another thing is the Open IMIS have different perspective, like they can integrate, this can be integrated with other application or EHR or EMR systems to submit their claims. So because of the open based community, we can develop our systems, we can develop our own systems by ourselves, or as an implementer we can develop. Like, take an example, before Open IMIS, when IMIS is implemented in Nepal, we got problems regarding submitting the documents. So we don't have that facilities during submitting the documents of claim done. So then after we developed the web-based mobile application, which is known as Claim Documents Application. Then and similarly we developed the web-based claim document systems. Then after we integrate with the Open IMIS. Now this contributes the Open IMIS community as well. And another part is we are discussing regularly on Open IMIS community and Nepal's supporting team, technical advisors, about integrating with our interoperability or integrating with other systems as well. So now Open IMIS is working on the FHIR standard, which is known as HL7 FHIR standard. So with the help of, if any software which will meet the standard of HL7 FHIR standard, they can automatically integrate with Open IMIS regarding the claim management and the claim fraud detections and always. So I think as an implementer of Open IMIS in Nepal, the first thing is the policy. You have to develop the best policy, and we can modify the Open IMIS as a systems for managing the injury as our policy. So we can modify the conclusion is we can modify the systems as per our need in our country.
Yes, thank you for that answer, Sir Ashish. Our next question has been answered in the chat box, but for the benefit of those who are not on the call, maybe Dr. Radhika can answer this question for the recording. So it reads, what is the health insurance coverage in Nepal as percentage of the population?
Yes, I have already written in the chat box. As of June 2020, a total of 2.8 million people have been insured, and out of the 30 million population in the country, we see this is the 9% of the total population, and around 17% at health insurance implementing district. That is the 58 districts. So 9% of the total population, but if you see the implementation districts, 70% of the population of the implementing district.
Thank you, Dr. Radhika. Our next question is, in setting up OpenIMIS for country implementation, how many staffers do we need to dedicate to its management?
We think we need around 35 staffs in the claim management team to manage all the claims, because we see we have around 10,000 claims per day, and we have now the staffs in the health insurance board who used to see the claim is just 9. So we need 35%, 35 people for the claim management. Now the people who are working in the claim is little, so we have the problem for HR also.
Any legislation or policy regarding data hosting and data sharing in Nepal?
According to the government of Nepal and Department of Information and Technology, so the government data should be hosted inside the government data center only. So we don't have any other provision regarding hosting data outside the country or other private servers or data center.
Thank you, Sir Ashish. Our next question reads, what is the health insurance service delivery mechanism? Is it entirely under government-based insurance companies, and are there private insurance companies in the system as well?
Okay, I will answer for this question. Basically, in Nepal, we have normally we have the government health facilities and private health facilities who give the services for the patient, and they that health facilities for related with the government as well as the private health facility who was contact with the health insurance board, and after that they will give the services for the services for the patient. And we have both government health facility as well as the private health facility who give the services for the health insurance system in Nepal. And we have overall till we have the 50, we have extended the 58 districts, so we have 61 private health facilities and 250 about 250 government health facility we have, which is contact with the health insurance board, and they will give the quality health services to the patient.
Our next question is, how was the response from the Ministry of Health or policymakers related to data privacy and confidentiality in terms of OpenIMIS integration with EMR or AHR? And what challenges did you face and how did you manage them?
Okay, I will already present about the integration system with EHR or EMR system with the OpenIMIS. Now we do not have any integration with EHR system or EMR system, but we have planning to do further next step for integrated with EHR system or EMR system. And if anyone from any companies have get any data for OpenIMIS, how many injuries are there, how many, for example, how many injuries are there, and how many services available in the OpenIMIS. We have to talk with our HIV's person, and we have to get some official letter, and after we get some official letter, and we have to concern with the data extract from the OpenIMIS, and we have to give the data to the relative companies by clearing the data. And only if we have to get the official letter, and then we have to provide the data which related to the OpenIMIS.
Regarding the data privacy with OpenIMIS, so the Ministry of Health and OpenIMIS, while during deploying in Nepal, there is the MOU, Memorandum of understanding between the MOU. And another thing is all the database is under the Health Insurance Board, so there is no any data leakage. Every data are managed by Health Insurance Board, so there is legal provision that MOU is done between Ministry of Health and OpenIMS.
One thing I would add some. We are currently looking into how we can interoperably with privacy concern also for the data security as well as the open utility system in Nepal.
What strategies are used to improve health insurance coverage at the national level?
Before go to this question, I will ask for one query. I'm asking about the privacy concern between OpenIMS and EHR. What is the privacy concern between OpenIMS and EHR?
The next question is, what strategies are used to improve health insurance coverage at the national level?
With the full implementation of the regulation, we can improve the enrollment ratio. Like we have the in the with enrollment of both formal sector and informal sector, and the families of the migrant people, and the expanding all the 77 districts. If we expand this program with 77 districts, and the inclusion of the identify ultra poor and other population. We have already written in the regulation that all the population will be insured in the health insurance system. So if we implement this regulation, the coverage will be increased, and the other is the broader political commitment as needed for this, and intersectoral coordination is another thing for the implementation of this act and regulation. Though we have the act and regulation, we are not fully implementing acts. So this is one of the most important thing. And the other is the strengthening of the human resources, and also the technical capacity of the Health Insurance Board. And community mobilization would be the another strategy that will give the people about the awareness of the health insurance, because awareness is one of the part which may include the other people to enroll in the health insurance. So if we jointly combine all of this, that one is the political commitment and coordination and the strength and human resources, because now we have the shortage of the human resources all in the districts and also in the Health Insurance Board, and capacity increasing of all of the staffs would be the strategy we have to follow to to increase the coverage and to increase the number of injury in the health insurance system.
Thank you, Dr. Radhika and the Nepal team. Thank you for sharing your experience. There are also African countries participants joining us. I think OpenIMS is a good opportunity, especially for countries who are just starting out their social health insurance journey. We're impressed with the way Nepal is incrementally increasing their coverage. They started with policy and then supported that with a system like OpenIMS. We hope we can have you again so that we can learn, get updates from the HIB and also share new experiences with other countries as well. So thank you very much to the participants, and good evening to all. We'll ask permission from our presenters if they can share their slides, and we will share it to you as well if we get their permission. Thank you, Dr. Radhika. Good evening, everyone. Good night.